To be honest, I think it's both 50-50, but if I had to pick one, it's a little more towards the nutrition side. I'd say there's more confusion than ever out there about nutrition. But I mean, these days, a lot of people, if they've read anything, they've kind of got the basics. They know they need to weight train. They know, about multi-joint exercises, and and they've read all about cardio and interval training, and so. But with nutrition, I mean, it's a little more. There's a lot more confusion out there, and I'd say it's getting the nutrition right is probably a little bit more important, but obviously they're both important.
Yeah. Well, then let's go ahead and start with the nutrition side of it with some of the questions that were submitted here. Let's see. This is kind of a long one. I'll try to summarize this in some way, but it's Fernando from Palma de Mallorca, Spain. It says, "Hi, I don't want to lose more weight as I know I'm fine with the weight I have now. It's the lowest it's been in years. However, I do need to get rid of extra fat, as usual, in the chest and belly areas. What I think I need to do is lose that fat and turn that weight into muscle. So basically I'd keep the same weight or maybe gain a little but with no extra fat in these areas. So my question is, what should exactly be my approach in terms of dieting? From what I read all around, proteins are very important to help burn fat. I know that, of course, a balance between fats, carbs, and proteins is good. Should I pay more attention to proteins? If that's so, which foods in particular are good for this? Should I get my protein dose from there's some other kind of some good there's a good follow-on question here, but let's go ahead and talk about that because, like you said, probably a lot of the confusion out there about what to eat really centers around ratios of nutrition. Should you go low carb? Should you go moderate carb? Protein is a thermogenic nutrient, so should you do high protein? Or I think that's where it seems like a lot of the confusion comes in, probably particularly in the low carb. Like, how low carb do you need to go? Now, Fernando here is focused more on protein and how much protein you should be getting in. So when it comes to the balancing of nutrients and when you're planning a diet, for example, I'm not going to expect you to answer this, but along with this, John from Lumo, I probably butchered that one, North South Wales, Australia, says, Mike, can you please tell me what you would specifically eat on a normal day each week in order to stay lean? What do you have for breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and late snack? Do you have a cheat day, blah, blah, blah. But let me kind of combine those and saying when it comes to how you plan out your diet, when you're trying to train down to get to this level and you're in that part of your cycle, what's your perspective on the nutrient ratios and the whole thing with carbs and protein?
Yeah, well, all right, so I'll try and give a good, there's a lot of questions there, so I'll try and give a good a synopsis. But basically I think balance is important. I don't think going too low on any macronutrient is worthwhile. If going too low in carbs, going too low in fat. I mean, for example, if you go too low in fat, it's proven that you'll be a hormonal mess. I mean, you're going to lower your testosterone levels. There's a lot of problems that go along with going too low in fat, and going too low in carbs. There can be more problems with that too. Again, it's hard to maintain muscle when you're really low in carbs. Your muscle glycogen is going to be low. Your mood, you can have mood problems. You could feel lethargic. So I like balance. Again, I don't like to go to any extremes. I will say protein is important. It does have the highest thermogenic effect when you're digesting your food. Now, another thing is, okay, so in terms of carbohydrates, if you're trying to lose body fat, get leaner, one of the tricks I like to use is to get most of my carbohydrates post-workout. So you finished a hard workout, your body's in need to replenish muscle glycogen. That's when I'll load in most of my carbs for the day. But I'll have a little bit. I'll have a nice little balance. Maybe I work out late in the day, so I'll have a nice little balance in the morning. Early afternoon, just a small amount, and then post-workout I'll have the most. And then later at night, like my dinner and maybe a snack before I go to bed, they're going to be really low in carbs, like usually this really works great from what I've seen with my clients and myself in the past when I'm trying to get leaner during different cycles, is focusing later in the day, like your dinners, with just just protein and vegetables. I usually have a form of protein, maybe a mixed salad and some like steamed veggies or something like that. And I don't really feel the need to have a big pile of rice or a big pile of pasta or whatever for my dinners. And with meats, I mean, geez, I could talk about nutrition for hours, but with meats, again, there's the problem I see, is with most grocery store meats are not, always the healthiest. So I like to make sure I get top quality when I get my meats. I mean, when I get beef, I get organic grass-fed beef. Wherever I am, I try and find local farms to buy from. Things like if I'm buying from the grocery store, I try and go to more of a health food store, get really quality meats.